Hey, what's up everyone? Wuthering has released 6 new characters. I'm super excited. As you can see, it has been a while since we've got a new batch of characters. So let's check them out.
Upon the abyss, Shuangfang holds stands. Engines within
Shuangfang?
hum and span. Mechanic birds roam the land.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Wind breaths send the lark song.
She
far.
reminds me of Yang Yang though.
Fan
Okay.
unfolds, dawn of truth draws near.
Ooh. Ooh. Sweet, sweet. Okay, I'm liking her.
Locked in the past,
Whoa.
the prisoner lingers long.
Suo Ming.
Into elusive depths.
Oh, we got a male character this time. This guy looks pretty cool. Okay,
Celestial
okay.
sword guards the
Okay,
cloud
I'm liking her
paths.
aesthetics. Damn. Holy crap. I'm really liking her looks. Her name is... Now, I'm not good at Chinese, so I actually don't know much about Chinese, so I'm going to just be horrible with these pronunciations. But I'm guessing her name is Qing Xiao. It says Celestial Sword guards the clouded pass. She's sort of giving me like Jinxie vibes a little bit. But I'm really liking the whole pastel, like sky blue theme here. Her outfit sort of reminds me of JJ. Again, like I don't know how to pronounce her name in English or in Chinese. I'm probably doing horrible with these names. She has a really long hair surrounding her, and these weird horn-looking thingies. These are what's bringing me back like Jinxie's looks. But generally speaking, she looks very calm. And she looks like, you know, one of those like One-san type of characters. Ah man, she just looks amazing. She's probably my favorite just off the top right now. But damn, I'm definitely pulling for her. That's for sure. Let's continue. Sorry for yapping, but she looks amazing. Ooh. Ooh.
Clear moonlight drapes the lonely.
Ooh, okay. Hold on. Man, Kuro is cooking with these characters. Okay. I thought the other character was going to be my favorite. But damn, man. I hope these characters are not released in this order, because that means this character and Qing Xiao, this character is going to be released after all these 3 characters. Now, given all these characters so far, like I've seen, like all these characters are super, like this character is amazing as well. And I'm loving it. But anyways, I haven't even finished the video. Let's continue.
The lonely keep.
Okay.
One may wonder. Oh, it shall reveal itself to the one fated visitor.
One fated visitor, I'm guessing that's Rover. Okay. Wow, that was... Man, I'm loving it. I'm already excited for the next patch. Let's start with Yang Yang and just go from here and just talk about each characters. I'm really liking her hair design for sure. And her blade, her sword looks quite awesome. I'm getting a lot of like traditional, really digging the whole aesthetics here, the visuals. And the little detail here, the feathers. I'm liking that as well. The next character, man, these scenes are amazing too. The fan, okay, wow. So all of this is inside this fan. That's crazy. That is some design. And I'm liking all the details here. The different colors. She does have red gloves. Now, I'm not gonna say that maybe she is potentially a Fractsidus member. No, I don't think she is, because usually Fractsidus members, they have their red is a bit more bright, I guess. And her red here is more like velvety. But that's very interesting because she has a lot of blonde and gold and yellow in her design, and in contrast with such light toned and pastel design, she has a velvet red for her gloves. That's interesting. But I'm really digging the outfit though. Call me a gooner, but you know, this might not be your like traditional qipao. I'm not sure if that's the right way to call it, and I could be wrong, but I'm liking the whole outfit. Ming Ting. Huh, okay. Okay, and there's a dragon here. Wait, did Yang Yang have something as well? Oh, so it does say where they're from. Okay, so she's from Jinzhou, and I'm guessing this is the Sentinel. Do they look the same? They look the same, or don't they? Yeah, they do. So I was just checking if the Sentinels are different Sentinels, but I'm guessing they're same Sentinels. I know that there are a lot more Sentinels within Huanglong. Back in 1.0 maybe, or 1.1, I think they talked about it, how there were like 5 or 6 Sentinels that were sort of split, and they ended up in like different regions or something like that. And I do believe that also is sort of referencing some Chinese story. I don't remember what exactly it is, but yeah. And the vibe that I get from this character is, I feel like she's the type of girl who's very lax. You know, always say like, don't take things seriously. But even though she looks very lax and she's always like carefree, when it comes to important moments, when you have to do things, spotlight is on her. She works, like she does what she's supposed to, and she does it very easily. That's the type of vibe that I get from this character. But very interesting design overall. Again, like I'm liking her design for sure. And then we have this character who sort of reminds me of Danjin. We have like crazy people doing TOAs with just using that character only. I don't know what's up with those people. But she does sort of remind me of her. Obviously, they have completely different designs, but I don't know why I get a similar vibe. They could be possibly maybe siblings, maybe not. It would be interesting though if they are, because she has twin tails and really, really long hair, and she sort of gives you that like typical Japanese tsundere character vibe, where you have like a lolly tsundere character, which you see a lot in animes. And in contrast to this type of design, Danjin is completely different. She's sort of like, I wouldn't say tomboyish, but she doesn't look like a tsundere, nor does she look girlish in any way. And so I feel like that would be a really great contrast if they are siblings. I doubt they are. And this girl is from Mengzhou. And so I'm guessing Sentinels are different, definitely here. So far, Jinzhou and Mingting have the same Sentinel. Okay, and now Mengzhou, I'm guessing, is a fox. So then, maybe the character that we'll get to see later is somehow tied with this Sentinel, perhaps. Who knows? And then we move on to my new favorite character. Or at least, you know, she's kind of up there at this point. And when it comes to character design, you guys know Wua always delivers. They make 3D characters even better than their 2D illustrations. So I have high hopes for this character. I can't say at this point, but if the 3D rendering comes out really nice, I might consider even going S6, but who knows. My wallet is already running dry, so from the last patches, Cyberpunk collab with Lucilla as well. So there's, we all have been suffering from a lot of banners. So we'll see how it goes. And the fact that it's mentioned here that is celestial sword guards. And whenever you have the word celestial, these characters that have celestial as their description, they tend to be a very special character. I'm guessing that she's gonna be either Sentinel Resonator or maybe in a similar position as Jinxi. Maybe she's the magistrate of Mengzhou. But yeah, I'm liking her, and I'm liking this character. Oh, I wasn't intending to do that. But I can tell you one thing, guys. You know, the next region we're heading into, Mengzhou, these ladies are wearing some crazy outfits. And that's not a complaint. I'm gonna be a gentleman here. They are beautiful, respectfully. I get sort of like this Jinxie and Changli vibes with these two characters right now. But definitely when it comes to personality, ooh, she looks spicy. She looks like, sort of reminds me of like, I'm not sure if you guys know, but for all those Asian folks out there, you'll probably know. She reminds me of like Ninetales, or at least gives me that type of vibes, because in many parts of Asia, including South Korea, we have like folklore, like old stories about Ninetales, and specifically in Korea, there's this story about how Ninetales seduce like males in the deep of night, and I think the story was like they eat the liver after they seduce them. I get the feeling that she's going to lure you in and then keep you guessing all the time, and she's always knowing, like she knows what you're gonna say or what you're gonna do. I get that type of vibe from her. But damn, aesthetically speaking, like visuals, the whole white hair color mixed in with spicy red. Darkness here is really luring your eyes in, focusing on, I don't know how to really say this politely, but like, you know, her curves, like how curvy she is. But enough with the gooning. Okay guys, so I just watched the Korean version, and on the Korean version, the name of this resonator is, well, so in Korean, all the sentinels are referred to as like dragon zodiac or fox zodiac. So they basically add zodiac at the end of their names, and basically, you know, if Jue is a dragon, so Jue is referred to as Dragon Zodiac, and this character's name in Korean is Fox Zodiac. So basically, it means that she is a sentinel. She's not a sentinel resonator, but she's a sentinel. That is wild, but interesting. Okay, I don't know how that's gonna play out because we've never had a sentinel as a resonator or a playable character. But what's even more wild is my sentinel cannot be this freaking hot. But anyways, this is very interesting. Well, man, I'm hoping that we get like some sort of background information or something about this character, because wow, this is such a surprise. Never thought we'd be able to get a sentinel as a playable character. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm just gonna be frank and honest about this, but in anime games or anime-based games, I call them subculture games, or at least that's how they're called in the game industry. So in subculture games, male characters, well, they're not the most sold characters, and and it makes sense. People will say gacha games are Gunner games. I wouldn't say that. Like, I think if you say gacha games are just Gunner games, I think that's a disservice to many good games and many titles that deliver more than just the Gunner aspect. There are games that deliver a lot of good stories such as Wuwa. There are a lot of other games besides Wuwa that deliver a very good story. And there are games that showcase a lot of different characteristics besides just gooning. But it is true that gooning, or waifu, being, you know, the main drive force of revenue, when you release a male character, you don't expect a lot of revenue, but you release them knowing that you know, they play a part in the story. And if you don't release male characters as playable characters, you have to limit male characters' time in the story. Why is that? Because no one wants to look at a character that's not going to be playable. You don't want an NPC to be the main MC or protagonist of the story. It just doesn't make any sense. Now you can do that for plot every now and then, but you can't really have that format all the time. So you do need to every now and then release a male character and add a bit of dynamic to the story and show the fan base and show the community that it's not just about gooder characters. So that's what I think based on my personal experience in the industry. But it is very true that you do not expect a lot of revenue when you release a male character. And as someone that has been behind many services, when things like this happen, in your mind, you're going like, we're going to take a rest. You know, we're not expecting, I wouldn't say rest. We're not expecting to make a lot of money this update, but hey, let's push towards the next update and try to work on the next update as much as possible. It's, you know, internally you're sort of like having these type of thoughts and these type of conversations. I'm not saying Kuro Games, that's what they're doing, but it's just from my experience. You know, when you're releasing male characters, you just have your expectation level isn't that high. So yeah, man, that was a lot of yapping for what, like 1 minute and 40-second video. I'm really excited to see all these characters, and I will be uploading more Wuthering Waves videos. I'm editing right now. It's my first time editing, so it's taking some time, but I'm trying to get all the editing done. And that's it for today, and thank you guys for watching my video.